So today let's talk about how to accept your appearance, and as always these are just gonna be my random thoughts, but thoughts about appearance, of course, about how to accept it and whether it's even possible or not. In my opinion, it is possible, but it's very hard, and it's not something that happens in 1 or 2 days or after reading 1 or 2 books, watching 1 or 2 videos. So that's just impossible. And honestly, if you notice, everyone on social media says things like love yourself, accept your appearance, while at the exact same time every second they showing you how you're supposed to look. Like, they constantly show these certain beauty standards, and of course your brain gets, I would say, confused, especially if you do not listen to yourself, especially if you do not analyze your thoughts about appearance and all of that. I'm not talking about some huge serious complexes. I'm talking about, I would say, the background feeling or inner feeling when, for example, you take a photo or film a video and then you look at yourself and think, oh god, I look so ugly here, or my face looks weird, or my body looks bad from this angle, and so on. And the main thing I really want to get across in this video is that when people do not accept their appearance, they start putting their whole life on a hold. And obviously appearance isn't the only reason people do that, but there are lots of reasons people postpone their lives. But in this video I specifically want to talk about that, about postponing your life basically, and also and how important it actually is if you do have this problem where you keep putting your life and your desires on hold and not doing the things you actually want to do. Then I genuinely think it's really important to finally stop obsessing over your appearance. And when this putting your life on hold thing happens, people often think stuff like, once I get a nose job I will finally be happy, once I lose weight then I will finally feel, I don't know, confident, or once I become prettier, or once I get another plastic surgery or lip filler. So once I do all of that thing, then I finally start expressing myself. But the problem actually is not your appearance at all. There is so much shame inside of people, inside of you, so much feeling of inadequate and a lot of that. So one of the main message I see everywhere, and it's usually like spread completely unconsciously, I understand, is this idea that if you change your appearance you will finally love yourself. Like, basically this belief forms in our heads that if we change our appearance then we will finally start loving and accepting ourselves. But our psyche doesn't really work like that. And as I said, you will always find something to criticize because you already feel like something is wrong with you. And first it will be your nose, then it will be your skin, then wrinkles, then you compare yourself to someone else, and it just keeps going. It's endless. And very often people turn their appearance into a measure of their value. Like, if I'm attractive then I deserve love, if I'm attractive then I allow to express myself, then I will finally accept myself and other people will accept me too. You might not even consciously recognize these thought patterns, I would say. I don't know, I think sometimes about, there are so many examples of genuinely beautiful girls and guys, objectively beautiful, where you look at them and think, wow, they are gorgeous, and at the same time they will openly say that they hate their appearance. And I realize how unhappy they are because they've made their appearance the center of their life and the center of their value, I would say. And they might avoid dating, avoid doing what they actually want, avoid expressing themselves. So to sum this up, If you do not like your appearance, the problem usually is not your appearance, because someone with inner stability doesn't fall apart over, I don't know, a bit of weight gain or not a perfect face. Very often self-hatred comes from a habit of measuring your worth only through how you look, as I said it before. And of course, I want to move on to social media, because social media has made all of this even worse. I genuinely think social media affects people's mental health horrible, especially when it comes to self-love, accepting yourself and accepting your appearance. These ideas are so distorted right now, because our brains unconsciously compare us to all these people we see online. And I really want to touch on what self-acceptance actually means, because self-acceptance in the proper sense of the word is unconditional recognition and respect for yourself with all your strengths, flaws and limitation. And it doesn't mean giving up on growth or self-development at all, but they are key parts of self-acceptance and appearance acceptance too, because they honestly very connected. And the first one is letting go of idealization, the thing that we constantly see on social media. It's understanding that the perfect people do not exist, and allowing yourself to simply be good enough, imperfect but still, I don't know, good enough. And another part of self-acceptance is awareness. It's understanding your emotions, your thoughts, your motives and needs, and do not try to suppress them. And second one, it's stopping the self-hatred and self-criticism. I actually talk about the inner critic in one of my previous videos, yeah. And so self-acceptance is focusing on self-worth, and self-worth is understanding that we deserve love and respect, regardless of achievements, appearance, or how we look. And I understand that this is hard to understand. It's hard to actually apply this in real life, because it's genuinely difficult, because society basically tells us the opposite. Society tells you, fix your nose and then you will be respected, or be more attractive and then everyone will love you. So yeah, so society promotes a completely different understanding of self-love and self-acceptance. Everything I see right now is people online trying 24/7 to be productive, build business, constantly improve themselves and do more and more and more. And when you run social media yourself, you also start constantly looking at yourself from the outside. For example, how do I look? Do I look attractive today? How do other people see me? And that is genuinely exhausting for your mind, because you become like an object, but you meant to be a person who exists within themselves. I don't know how to explain my thought. This brings me to the next point. After years of childhood experience, self-criticism, social pressure, we have literally trained our brains to notice only flaws, and eventually it becomes automatic. Imagine you walk up to a mirror, and I'm sure you immediately start scanning yourself for problems. But just try catching yourself in that moment, and instead something bad, notice something beautiful about yourself. Another important thing, people are way more focused on themselves than on you. Most people do not notice half the thing you obsess over. But when you're anxious, it feels like everyone around you is constantly judging you and analyzing how you look. If you will live your whole life based on what other people might think about you, otherwise you will spend your entire life dissatisfied with yourself, your appearance, and basically everything about yourself. And if you keep postponing your life because you cannot love or accept yourself, you will waste so much time. Give an example. Whenever we want to learn something, we need both theory and practice. Like driving a car, you cannot learn to drive only by reading theory. You have to practice. And self-esteem and self-acceptance, accepting your appearance and self-love in general work exactly the same way. You watch videos like mine, you think about them, your brain start focusing on these ideas. Like I already said in previous video, try noticing good qualities in yourself, write them down. Of course, everyone experiences appearance insecurity differently. For example, a really common one right now is being scared to post videos online because you cannot accept the way you look. But once you post one video, it becomes easier. Then easier after the second, after the third, fourth, and fifth. And that's literally practice and accepting yourself. And to sum up again, people say, I'll get into a relationship, I start taking photos after I fix something. But if you fix something, then you will still find something else to hate about yourself, and all your mental energy ends up going into obsessing over think you look and how much life you postponing because of it. And honestly, it's really sad. And when appearance becomes the thing stopping you from living, it's so heartbreaking. And of course you might say, you might ask, so what do we actually do about it? And honestly, I don't fully know. I'm just sharing my thoughts, and I completely understand how difficult this all is to actually apply in real life. But I really think we need to stop constantly evaluating ourselves. We need to stop making appearance our only source of value, and we need to stop postponing our lives. Because it's genuinely tragic when someone spends years trying to finally become beautiful enough, and then 10 or 20 years later they look back at all photos and think, wow, I was actually beautiful, and they realize they spent all those years running after impossible standards, comparing themselves to everyone else and trying to improve themselves non-stop instead of actually living. Because for all those years they were completely consumed by self-hatred. So I think that's probably a good place to end this video. I hope it was interesting to watch. I'm only just starting to make this kind of videos because I genuinely love talking, reflecting, and sharing my thoughts. And honestly, I don't really have experience speaking to the camera for 15 minutes straight. I speak slowly. I know I don't always formulate sentences quickly enough. I jump from one topic to another topic, but that doesn't stop me, because I know it's a skill that I can be developed. And even if I never become perfect in it, nothing is stopping me from filming videos and speaking anyway, because this is a living part of me that wants to be heard, and I genuinely enjoy sharing my thoughts and the information I have. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Leave your comments below, and thank you if you watched until the end. It genuinely means a lot to me.